Hey garden friends, my name is Alexa and welcome to Bloom and Wilt Gardens. Today we are going to be harvesting tomatoes, peppers, and whatever else we can come across. We are nearing the end of the summer harvest season. I guess it's like about late September now, and the harvest is almost done, at least the big bulk of the harvest. And today I'm getting the rest of the tomatoes picked out of my greenhouse so I can get more crops put into my greenhouse for fall and to have some cover over those. And I am going to be kind of trying to wrap up the craziness of food preservation season. It has been so busy just trying to keep up with preserving all of this food. So I am a home gardener here in Northeast Ohio, and my region is Zone 6A. I'm really close to Lake Erie, so I get a lot of that just kind of lake climate, where in the summer season months our area is a little bit cooler than those to the south of us, whereas in the winter we stay a couple of degrees warmer actually than the surrounding areas, because the lake acts sort of like an insulator to our region, at least until it freezes over, if it does. And if it does freeze over, then it is super cold. So I had all of my outdoor tomato plants growing down these rows behind me here, and these are, I have two 40-foot rows that were just completely full of tomatoes. And you can go back and see one of my summer garden tours to see all the beautiful tomato plants. However, those have been taken out. I think I've had them out now for a couple weeks, and I have put down where those tomato plants were a cover crop of winter rye grass. And this has grown and come up really fast, but the winter rye I'm going to leave covering these garden beds, and the root system of the ryegrass will basically hold together the soil and provide nutrients back into the ground. And then in the springtime, when it comes to planting again, we'll cut that all out, till it under, and that acts as like a green mulch. So I'm trying to amend these beds with a cover crop. So far, it's coming in really nicely. And so I do have just a couple tomato plants that I have left in my in-ground gardening greenhouse. These are the Trip Crop variety, and they have been doing great. These plants still look pretty good, but this is about the last of the fruit on them, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick all of these and then start getting more crops in this space over the next week for fall gardening. Half of this side of the greenhouse I've already taken the tomato plants out, and I have cauliflower and broccoli seedlings here in the back, and in the front here is bok choy. I've had some chickens getting into my garden and they have been chomping at these, which is kind of annoying. So I'm hoping that they start to regrow, but I'm pleased to see how these are holding up. The first week that I transplanted all of these, they were really wilty and sad. I thought it was too hot in here, but I think it's just right. So we gotta get these remaining tomato plants out so I can continue to fill this space with winter crops. And then on the other side are all of my pepper plants, and I haven't quite decided how I'm going to be managing these just yet. I know that all of these pepper plants will be fine until about the last week of October or so, maybe even the first week of November. I had really great success with keeping peppers under this greenhouse under cover pretty late in the season last year. However, these pepper plants have not been setting fruit. I think there is something missing in the soil where they will set blossoms, but they're not setting a lot of fruit. So on the lower parts of the plants, there's lots of ripe fruit that I'm going to be harvesting today, but on the top half, I'm not seeing a lot of new fruits coming on. And to me, if I'm not going to be getting a continued harvest off these pepper plants, there's really no point on me keeping them, and then I could just pull them out and then replant this space with more of those specific winter crops. Anything in the leafy green family or brassica family, they will do really well under this structure. So I'm kind of going back and forth on, do I want to keep the pepper plants in here? If I wait till October, I worry that transplanting some of the other cool weather crops, they're not going to have enough time to really get established before those cool temperatures. So I'm trying to like dance around with, do I pull out a good crop to put in a new crop that will potentially last me longer? I'm not sure. Growing, doing this kind of season extension thing where I live in the north, I'm learning every single year on what works and what doesn't work. And this is going to be the first year that I'm using this greenhouse for kind of trying to overwinter a lot of crops. And I'm not quite sure how things are going to do or how mature they need to be before those really cold temperatures come upon us. So I probably won't make the decision today on what I'm going to do with these peppers, whether I keep them or not, but let's get to harvesting. I'm going to just go ahead and take these plants down as I harvest the last fruits off them, because there's no point on keeping them up anymore. I have quite the system with lots of ropes and strings holding everything up. Oh my gosh. Look at this. This tomato, I mean, it's definitely a pound. I'm wondering if this is like 2 pounds. This is huge. It's like as big as half my face. This is a giant tomato compared to these other ones. And this one's even pretty big in itself, but it's ready for cooking. I just found a scary wasp nest in my greenhouse. Look how bright it is in here. Wow. All those tomato plants out of the way. There's a lot more light over here. So yeah, this week I will keep working on transplanting seedlings into this area that can withstand cooler temperatures. Look at this beautiful basket. I mean, come on. I also threw a lot of seeds in here randomly, so there's little seedlings coming up in here too. I don't know what these are. I know they're cold tolerant. I think they might be a variety of cabbage or lettuce, maybe some rutabagas, but there's a bunch of little guys coming up everywhere too. I'm gonna leave them. So we'll work on this pepper harvest together. I like to harvest most of my peppers when they are fully ripe. However, I am going to go ahead and pick some of like these green jalapenos. So this is the lemon spice jalapeno. It turns fully yellow, but I'm going to pick some of the green ones as well. Because one of the things that I want to make is cowboy candy. I made it for the first time last year, just like a really small batch of it. And it was delicious. And I wanted to make sure I grew a lot of jalapenos this year so I could make a bigger batch and do several jars to can those this year. And there are a lot of peppers ready for harvesting. The jalapenos did very well. The shishito peppers did very well. My cayenne peppers and the ghost peppers, they did not really put on as much as I was hoping they would. Actually, I haven't gotten any ghost peppers yet. And in this greenhouse, I thought it would be definitely warm enough for those hotter varieties. And it just hasn't been. So I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do about those. So it has been a very busy late summer. I recently started a new job, and my husband also started a new job about 2 weeks after mine, and it has just been like trying to swim, trying to breathe underwater some days. It just trying to keep up with everything has been really hard, especially with the garden and all of the preservation. I mean, I feel like I had a really successful gardening year. The tomato harvest has been fantastic. I mean, I've just had tomatoes nonstop for 2 months now, and I've been really trying to keep up on harvesting them as they come on and then preserving them right away too. Because last year I ended up with a lot of frozen tomatoes in my freezer that I never ended up doing anything with because I had enough canned. So I was like, I don't want to waste all this freezer space. I just need to be really diligent about canning and putting everything up when it's ready. But regardless, it has been just a really big adjustment on how we are dealing with our time and everything. Isn't this beautiful? This is a Carmen Italian pepper. So my husband's name is Carmen, and I grow these for him. Not that he'll eat them, because he won't eat these, but what are you doing?
I got downy.
Okay. But they're good.
And Michelle and Danny are in there.
Yeah, they love each other.
Yeah, I just gave them some food.
So one of the big changes with the new job that I took on is that I used to be a 100% remote worker. I worked from home completely, and now I took on a position where I am going into an office 3 days a week and working remotely 2 days a week. So it's like a hybrid role, and my office is an hour away. So I've gone from being 100% remote worker to now having to commute about 6 hours a week and be in an office for a full day, 3 days a week. So that has been a big adjustment, but it was my choice. There was no reason for me to leave my previous employer. I did really well there. I liked a lot of the work I was doing, but this new company had a position that was more aligned with my long-term goals and what I wanted to grow in my career. And so I decided to make a big change and go for it. So with all these adjustments, we're really just trying to do the best we can, and I know that we'll kind of get used to the new routine. It does make me wonder how I'm going to be planting and planning for next year's garden season, because I don't know that I can do quite as much. The growing part isn't the challenging thing. Like planting food, planting the garden and growing, it's not the challenge part, it's the preservation part this time of year that I really struggle with finding the time to preserve everything. And I do have the opportunity to participate in like local farmers markets, but even with that, on the weekends it's the only time that I get to be outside in the garden, and even then I'm not always able to get out here and do as much as I want because there's just other things that are going on, places I have to go, errands I have to run. So it's like, even if I were to do the farmers market, which I would like to, it's like I don't have enough time to even like prepare for it. Farmers markets, at least the one that I would want to do, is on a Sunday morning, and that leaves me with Saturday to preserve and pack, to harvest and pack everything and also preserve stuff for our family. And it's like, I just literally do not have enough time to do all the things. So I'm really trying to figure out and think through how I want to proceed in the future with working this new job where I have to commute and also maintain this garden, which is very big. And I love to do it. I love to have the food for our family and to share it with people, and also do YouTube. And it's just like, I don't know how I'm going to do it all. So working remotely did allow me a lot of time and ability to do all of this, since I didn't have that commute. And when I had breaks, my lunch break, I'd come outside and do a couple things here and there. So it's a big change going back to the office, but there's also a lot of positive change for me going back into an office. Got my first habanada. I love these. I can never eat a habanero, but a habanada, they're so fruity. Like, you can enjoy the fruitiness of this pepper without like burning your mouth off. All right, I just saw a really big, there it is. Look at this giant bell pepper. So this variety is called the Big Bertha pepper, and it is huge. And this isn't even the biggest one. I had one that was probably like this big. And so my sister and I have nicknames. She's Big Bertha, I'm Little Bertha. It's just kind of been nicknames that we've had ever since, I was a little girl. And so that's why I decided to grow Big Bertha peppers, and they are huge. And they're really good for stuffings. If you like to stuff your peppers with anything, this is a really nice variety that I have found this year. So our new chicken coop, Stagecoach chicken coop, we're moving it today. They had to come and put an axle and wheels on it, and now we should have it moved and start being able to work on it so we can get our chickens in before winter. I am really excited to see that whole thing be done. It's gonna be so cool. Got several radishes that are ready. Nice one. Oh my gosh, this is big. Nope.
There's a K. Oh.
Hi, honey. Hi, Dad. Hi, little boy. Little boy. You want pepper?
Spicy?
No. Give you one of my favorites. The habanada.
That's spicy.
No, a habanero is spicy. This is a habanada. What do you think?
I don't like this one.
You don't like it? Oh. You want banana pepper? Here, have that one. I'll have this. You like the banana pepper? Wow. The speed has been in here a while. Oh man. There's another huge one. Like put the thing to it. Well, I say we got a pretty good harvest today, so thanks for taking the time to hang out with me as I did some garden harvest. I have more food preservation in the near future, so I'll catch you all in the next video, and happy gardening. Bye.